BATV2 Group F, 27th of November 2012, Behind the Beat.
Hello and welcome to Behind the Beat, the show giving an insight to the underground world of music producing and its DJs. I'm Michael Franks, and today we'll be looking through the basics of producing and what our panel think of the eruption of electronic dance music, or more recently known as EDM. Today we have with us Max Nifton and Richard Ferris, better known as DJ duo Save Fifi. You just heard Max drop us into the studio with Lithium, a new track by up-and-coming producer Sentiment. We're also joined today by MC and vocalist Theo Jean Renaud. It's a pleasure to have you in the studio today.
Thank you, Mike.
Theo, are you into producing?
Not so much producing. I'm a vocal artist, but I do experiment now and then. I have been trying my best. I wouldn't say I was a producer though.
Okay, and Richard?
Yeah, same sort of thing really. I mean, been DJing for quite a while, but now sort of shied away from it because it's really complex, but actually doing it now and getting bit by bit, getting there, but I'm not a producer yet though.
Cool. Well, Max, at the start of the show, you brought us in with a new and exclusive track from up-and-coming producer Sentiment, otherwise known as Xavier. I take it you're a fan of his productions?
Yeah, I've known Zav for a while now, and I've been listening to his tunes over the last couple of years, and he's one to watch out. He's a really good producer.
Well, luckily for us, we caught up with Xavier earlier this week, and he told us a little bit more about what goes on in the studio and how he produces his tracks.
Hi, I'm Zav. I'm a third-year music and audio technology student, and I'm going to run through how the studio works. Okay, so this is the studio. This is the mixing desk here. I'm actually producing on Pro Tools at the moment, so all my tracks are on here. And these are the faders. Basically, I can control the different audio channels with the different samples on here. If I just play something now. If I just take this out, you can tell that the lead line's actually dropped out now. Or alternatively, if I bring all these faders down, then you just be able to hear the kick channel. You can also solo instruments on here, different channels. Okay, so when I finish the track, and I actually want it's all finalised, I can just bounce that down, which means I create that track into a WAV file or an MP3. I can do that just by exporting on here. So yeah, basically once I've bounced down the track and it's all complete, this is what it sounds like. This is my latest track. It's quite bassy. So this is the basics of mixing and mastering in the studios. You can check me out on SoundCloud. It's Sentiment UK. And see you later.
Thanks for that, Xavier. That was a great insight into what goes into the music behind the scenes. As he said, you can find more of his tracks, including Lithium, which you heard at the start of the show, on his SoundCloud. The link is at the bottom of the screen now for anyone who missed it. So, I've heard you're in a DJ collective called Mosaic. What's all that about and how did you meet?
Well, it kind of happened earlier on this year, towards the end of our last academic year. We started getting together in May and we just decided to actually start streaming when we DJ'd. And then people actually started locking in and listening to us, and then so we got a lot of confidence from it. And then this year we ended up talking to these guys who do live VJing, which is the visuals, and we just blended the two together, and it's getting a lot more hype than it did last year, so it's good.
Awesome, that's really exciting. So how do you promote yourselves? How do you let people know exactly what you're about?
We use Facebook and Twitter, like most people. We use a thing called Hootsuite, which teams up your Twitter and Facebook, and we also promote off SoundCloud as well. We just send out weekly updates just to tell people what's going on.
And Theo, how do you get involved in all of this?
Basically, I'm part of a group called Skillful Attitudes, who are me and a few other members from back home in my hometown. Basically, I'm in Bournemouth as well, situated in Bournemouth. I know these boys from previous years. They started on Mosaic and the streams went really well. Like, they had a lot going for it and they needed a host, so I thought I'd chip in.
Well, luckily for us here at Behind the Beat, we managed to obtain ourselves exclusive entry to one of Mosaic's live stream parties, broadcast from a secret location. Here's what went on when Mosaic last got together and put on one of their exclusive parties.
Right, my name is Ferris. I'm one of the many members of the Mosaic Presents team. We are live at a secret location. If you're in Bournemouth, come along. But anyway, right now we are hosting our 5th stream. This one we got live visuals that LEG boys made over the last couple of weeks. It's ridiculous, check it out. Later on today we got people like Sentiment, we got Archive jumping on for his birthday mix. He's a resident of ours.
I like coming to the stream because we all just get together, just listen to music, chill out, and we all just enjoy the music together really. It's quite nice because we always have somewhere to go as well. So on rainy days like today, tonight, you just go and chill and listen to music. About to kick off. Sick.
That looked fantastic, guys. The setup, the visuals, everything. If you want to be at the next one, then follow Mosaic Presents on Twitter for information about the next stream. Am I right in thinking that you guys are going to be doing something in Bournemouth pretty soon?
Yeah, we've got a big one coming up. We've got on the 13th of December, we are at the fire station upstairs. We've got Artifact, who just had a release on Local Action. He's going to get bigger soon, so if you want to check him while he's still cheap, come to the fire station on the 13th.
That sounds like a must for EDM fans in Bournemouth. Once again, if you want to find out more, visit Mosaic's Facebook and Twitter. The links are at the bottom of your screen now. Now, as we said at the start of today's show, part of today's programme is going to focus on the rise of electronic dance music and its influence on the mainstream. Is it a positive or a negative thing for EDM scene as a whole? House music especially has blown up into the mainstream within the past 2 years, with artists such as Disclosure and Julio Bashmore now making it into the top 40. So we'll be asking our panel about what they think. We're also going to ask our experts what they think of the world of online piracy. As upcoming DJs themselves, what do they think of the issue? Is it helping or hurting the underground music industry? But before all that, we want to ask what the students of Bournemouth University had to say on the issue.
I listen to like folk music and just general acoustic-y stuff.
Quite into house music.
Bit of everything really.
I do like Rudimental at the moment.
A lot of cinematic music at the moment, like cinematic scores and stuff like that.
Like hardcore music. Like really mainstream music, to be honest. Chart music.
Rock music.
Chart music, sort of what's current at the moment.
R&B, hip-hop, some rock, everything. Pirated music I think is brilliant.
It's pretty bad, isn't it really, because the artists don't get the money and stuff.
It's broke times.
I don't agree with it. I buy all my music.
It's a recession.
Personally, I'm against it.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that music is quite expensive to buy.
Nothing's free in life.
We don't have money, we're students.
I'm not too bothered about it really.
Everyone does do it and people sort of now take it for granted.
It's the best way forward. Obviously not for the artists, but they're rich already, so it doesn't matter.
Although I do feel that it is kind of destroying the industry in some way or form.
Just long as you don't get caught, that's good. That's the best way forward. Don't get caught and you'll be good.
Dance music? Yeah, I quite like dance music. I think it's got that sort of vibe to it where it really does make everyone happy and sort of gets everyone in the mood.
I think it's better than being taken over by commercial music these days.
Like, it just reminds me like kind of like 80s, like 88, late 80s and stuff.
Before it became so huge, I thought it was a lot better.
There you go. It's interesting to know what you guys out there have to say on the matter. So Theo, Max and Richard, it's discussion time here on Behind the Beat. I'm going to start with you, Richard. Do you think electronic dance music is becoming more about making money than about actually making the music?
No, I think it's probably in the last couple of years like flipped round, because there's a lot more bedroom producers that can buy cheap professional music software and get their own SoundCloud for free, and so anyone could come across and hear their music, and then, for example, it could be someone from a label and they could sign them straight away, whereas before you might have had to be in it for years, you might have had to know the right people, had a few more releases, whereas now if you come up with a good track and the right person hears it, you can get big really quick.
Definitely.
And do you think like the sort of more mainstream of EDM is making it so the labels are looking for more electronic artists?
I think that now labels used to control what sort of styles came out and what happened, whereas now they're paying more attention to the bedroom producers and using their techniques for new commercial music. Because I mean, you hear dubstep, like the same fundamentals of dubstep in music now, commercial music, and then whereas before it probably wouldn't have been adopted like that.
Yeah, it's making its way into pop music a lot more, isn't it?
Definitely.
Let's talk a little bit about piracy. Theo, what are your thoughts on sort of piracy? Is it killing the industry or is it sort of helping underground producers?
I think with piracy it's a bit tricky. Obviously I can understand artists being frustrated and feel cheated with their music going out and not being paid for. On the other hand, I think everyone should be able to listen to music. I think it's great that people can download music even if they can't afford it. People use music for different reasons and different ways, and I think it's important that people can listen to your music without having to buy it. Me personally, being an artist, I wouldn't mind that. So.
Yeah, and do you think it's sort of helped the live industry of music as well?
I think it has. I think it makes sure that people have to perform to their crowd. They have to do more nights to obviously let people hear about them.
Yeah, and you guys obviously you're doing a lot of sort of nights of live music. Do you think that this is the way forward for artists these days?
Yeah, definitely. I think now just with the amount of platforms there are on the internet and everything at the moment to broadcast yourself and promote yourself, I think just the sheer amount of stuff you can do out there just makes life easier, and it's obviously encouraging like EDM music to just grow each time.
Let's talk a little bit about your music tastes. What kind of music are you into, Max?
At the moment, quite a lot of UK bass. I think there's a new subgenre that's been coined. Quite a lot of old school two-step, bit of garage. Quite a lot of the Bristol scene. I think you could pretty much put all the music that I'm listening to at the moment into just what's coming out of Bristol, to be fair.
And is the mainstream having a lot of impact on the stuff you're listening to, or not really?
I think being a DJ, you do have to listen to a certain amount of mainstream music to keep current for like audiences and stuff. But me myself, I think I just search for whatever I want to listen to really, and yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, Theo? Do you find yourself listening a lot more to mainstream music, or are you still kind of?
Depends what kind of a mood I'm in, really. I'd say commercial mainstream music would probably be listened to when I'm out socialising, enjoying myself. It's not particularly the kind of stuff I put on at home for my personal use, but I can still appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I know you have a lot to say on the matter, but I'm afraid it's all we've got time for today. A very big thank you to our guests for their contributions tonight. Make sure you check out Mosaic Presents on Facebook and Twitter for info about the stream, and of course to find out more about what's going on the 13th of December at the old fire station. Now all that's left to do is for Max to play us out.